Hey Savvy people, it's Savvy Nick here, and today we'll be going through how to install CentOS 8 using the NetInstaller. This was a requested video from a follower of the channel who was having some issues using the NetInstaller. So what we'll do first is download the NetInstaller, and we can do that by going down to the alternative download section. Then we'll flash it onto a disk once we've got it downloaded, boot that disk, and finally run through how to install it on an empty storage space of your choice. So let's go ahead and start that download of the NetInstaller. We want version 8. We'll go ahead and select the mirrors list for version 8. Also, you can select the mirrors for 8 stream if you want to use the rolling release version. So we want the stable version here. We hit mirrors and then go ahead and select a mirror that you'd like to use closest to you. I'm just going to go ahead and use the Princeton one here. And instead of using the DVD1 ISO file, which is 6.6 gigs here, we can use the boot image, which is a NetInstaller that only has 534 megabytes as an image. This makes it a lot easier to download up front, and then all the packages that you want will be installed via the internet instead of having to have all those packages located on the disk and potentially not even installing some of the packages that are included on the disk. So if you want the NetInstaller, you will again select this option here, and this is a very similar layout to all the rest of the mirrors. And once you click that, you'll go ahead and allow it to download, and the download will start. Once your download is finished, we'll go ahead and flash the image to a disk. Now that I've finished downloading the ISO, I'll be launching the Balena Etcher app in order to flash the image onto a USB or CD. Go ahead and launch your app. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below if you want to download the application. It's available for both Windows and Mac OS. You can also use any other application that can create a bootable disk. So go ahead and select the image that we downloaded. Here it is, the CentOS 8 x86-64, the 64-bit version, and the boot or the NetInstaller. So go ahead, select it, open it up. Then you'll select a target, or if you haven't yet, go ahead and put your USB that you want to flash into the computer, and it will automatically populate. If you want to select a different USB that you have free, you can go ahead and select it from a list if you have more than one. And then go ahead and hit the flash button, and you'll start flashing as soon as you put in your administrative password. After you flash the disk, you'll take it over to the computer where you want to install CentOS 8 on, and then insert it. Then you'll have to boot into your BIOS in order to change the settings around and select the newly created bootable disk to boot first. This is usually done by finding the correct key to boot into BIOS for your particular computer. It's usually one of the F keys like F2 or F10. Then finding a tab, usually called boot order, and then exchanging the order so that the bootable disk is first to boot. After you have that set up, you'll save and exit out of your BIOS, and you should see a similar screen to this if you did everything correctly. So if you're new and stopping by to watch the install today, please take a moment to subscribe below and hit the notification bell for more installs. Now that we have the installer booted up here, this is the NetInstaller, we'll go ahead and select the Install CentOS Linux 8 option, the very first one, and hit enter. This will take a few moments to go ahead and load the installer. So go ahead, first select the language of the installer that you want to use. United States English is fine for me, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the continue. Next, for the NetInstaller, you'll have to have a network connection, so go ahead and first go to the network and host. You can set up the network adapter to be turned on and have a connection to the internet. So go ahead, if you haven't already, select and toggle on the network adapter. Mine's called Ethernet ENP-OS3 here. And if everything went through successfully, you'll get a hardware address, a speed that it's linked at currently, and an IP address with a default DNS here. If that's all done, go ahead and select the Done button up at the top left, and then give it a moment to go ahead and try setting up the base repository based on the closest mirror. Now, if that fails, that just means that the base repository mirror is messed up or there's just something wrong with it. And since it's a brand new release, we can kind of expect this behavior since all the little bugs haven't been weeded out yet. So let's go ahead and instead of selecting the closest mirror, since that failed, we'll go ahead and put in our own mirror, and I'll show you how to search for one. So what you'll want to do first is go to the list of CentOS mirrors given to you by CentOS.org. So I'll go ahead and supply a link to the list of CentOS mirrors in the description below, but it's at the CentOS.org download mirrors directory. And then you can go ahead and go through all of these and make a note of whatever mirror that you want to use. So I went ahead and already selected a mirror, and it's the mirror that's hosted by CentOS.org, and as you can see, it's mirror.centos.org. And I'll go ahead and take you through how the directories work so we can get to the correct directory to use it. So first things first, if you go to mirror.centos.org/CentOS, you'll get a directory of the versions that are available. The version that we're using is the 8 version. So we can go ahead and select 8. And under here you'll have some directories to choose from with different types of installers, but we want the base operating system here, and then you get to select which architecture that you want it for. Well, we downloaded the x86 64-bit architecture for our NetInstaller, so that's what we want for our base operating system. Then you have the option between Kickstart and operating system. We'll go with the operating system. So this is where we want to point the mirror to in the installer that we're currently using. So I will go ahead and copy this into the installer, and then we should have a proper mirror for the installer to go ahead and pull down all the packages that it needs to install the system. So as you can see here, I went ahead and put in the URL for the mirror that I had found. Make sure that you have all of these paths correctly put in and no spelling mistakes, or else you will not be able to connect to the mirror to go ahead and download your package. We'll go ahead and select that it's a repository URL, and you can go ahead and use any mirror that you think is secure. And after you've selected the mirror and put it in here, go ahead, hit the done. What will happen is you'll get the installation source searching through the mirror to see if it can find the correct packages. And if it is a proper mirror, you will get the error message to go away from the corner of the CD here. So you won't have the yellow warning anymore. You can also go ahead and select where you want to install CentOS 8 on by selecting your hard disk in here. Make sure that the hard disk that you're going to be installing this distribution on is completely clean, because it will be erased. So use a storage device that you don't need anymore, or that isn't completely free of any data. Once you have it selected, you'll make sure you'll have this little checkbox here, and you might have multiple disks in here to select from. If you have multiple ones in your computer, make sure you select the correct one and then hit done. Finally, go ahead and select the software that you want to download with the installer. So you can select many different add-ons for the base system. Things such as a Windows file server, a storage server, FTP server, as well as an HTTP server, mail server, all sorts of things. You also have different types of installs for the base environment, a server with the GUI, if you like using a GUI with the server, just the regular server with a terminal, a minimal installation, a workstation, which is a more user-friendly desktop system for people. You can customize it or virtualize it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and install the server with the GUI. I'm going to hit the done. It checks dependencies one more time, and now I'm ready to begin the installation. Go ahead and set up your root password while waiting on the installation. Go ahead and put that in and confirm it. That's done, go ahead, hit the done button up top. And since my password is weak, I'll have to hit it twice to confirm I want to use that password. You can also create a user at this point. Go ahead and put a username in. So I'm just going to use Savvy Nick here, and I'll make him an administrator. I'll go ahead and require to use a password and put in a password down here. Go ahead and hit the done button after that. You might have to do it twice if your password is not secure. And if you went ahead and made it this far, please hit the like button. It really does help me out. And now this will take a little bit while it downloads all the packages, and then it'll begin installing those packages. And once the installer is finished, it will tell you that it's successfully installed and ready for you to use. Go ahead, reboot right now, and then make sure to remove your installation media at this time. Go ahead and accept the license agreement if you agree with everything from CentOS 8, and then finish the configuration. Let the system boot in. And go ahead and log in with the user that you created at this point. And if everything went successfully, you'll see a screen similar to this. Congratulations on installing CentOS 8. I hope you enjoyed this install of CentOS 8. Make sure to go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment below. Make sure to subscribe for future videos and also to like the video. Thanks for watching.